In our first telecast of the swing, of the year, Jason Belmonte threw one bad shot, and it cost him the match. He's back again in the PBA Badger Open from Detroit as the PBA fall swing continues. Thunderbolt Lanes in Allen Park, Michigan is home to the PBA Fall Swing. And today, 5 bowlers compete for the PBA Badger Open title. Now let's meet our finalists for the Master of Ceremonies of the PBA Fall Swing, Dennis McCamery.
That's right, I'm Dennis McCamery, your PBA MC right here in Detroit, Michigan, and I'm very, very happy to be here for this PBA Fall Swing Tour. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for you to meet your bowlers. The number 5 seed is a 3-time and reigning PBA Player of the Year. From New South Wales, Australia, make some noise for Jason Belmonte! The number 4 seed is in his rookie season, making his second TV Finals appearance from Quebec City, Canada. Give it up for Francois Lavoie! The number 3 seed won the 2015 Barbasol PBA Players Championship from Guelph, Ontario, Canada. Make some noise for Graham Fall! The number 2 seed holds 9 PBA Tour titles and was the 2012-13 PBA Player of the Year from Montgomery, Illinois, Sean Resch. The number 1 seed is a 10-time PBA Tour champion and 2009 PBA Player of the Year. From Pflugerville, Texas, make some noise for Wes Millett! Ladies and gentlemen, these are your bowlers right here for the PBA Fall Swing Tour. Let's hear it. Make some noise!
Here's the step ladder, which will lead to a champion today. 3-time reigning PBA Player of the Year, Jason Belmonte. Number 5 seed will take on young star Francois Lavoie of Quebec, Canada. Fellow Canadian Graham Fall of Guelph, Ontario awaits the winner as the number 3 seed. 2nd seed, former PBA Player of the Year, Sean Resch. Our top seed, Wes Millett, with 10 career titles in his 16th year on the PBA Tour. My broadcast partner, the Hall of Famer Randy Peterson, joined now laneside by Jason Belmonte.
And thank you, Dave. Jason, a bit of a slow start, Belmo-ish, if you will, to the 2016 season. But, man, did you turn things around at the Fall Swing? What changed?
Yeah, you know, I have high expectations of myself, and whilst it wasn't a terrible start to the year, it certainly wasn't where I wanted to be. So, you know, I lost a few kgs, really worked hard on my game, making sure that it was as solid as it was a few years ago. And you know, things felt great this week. So I'm also taking a little bit more of a happy-go-lucky attitude, not so much pressure on myself, and just enjoy, you know, I'm in Detroit, enjoying myself. That's the part of the thing that I was missing.
Folks, kgs, that's pounds, only in Australia it's kilos. So, Jason, how much added pressure is it for you being the 3-time reigning Player of the Year?
You know, it shouldn't be, but I think I allowed it to get to me a little bit. You know, a lot of people say no one has ever won 4 in a row. And, you know, I caught myself in conversation at home saying I'd love to win 4, but that's not what you're supposed to do. You know, you're supposed to just bowl, and that's a bonus at the end of the year. Instead of trying to chase something that far in advance, now I'm just going to kind of keep my eyes more in front of me. And right now it's these 10 suckers down there, and I'm going to try and hit them over.
Thanks for your time.
Thanks, mate.
All right, guys, 101 PBA members, 8 amateurs, 9 countries represented to begin the PBA Badger Open. Tom Doherty, EJ Tackett, earning champs on the PBA Fall Swing. And the Badger Open longest pattern at 52 feet. It will be a challenge. And we are set for bowling from suburban Detroit. Belmonte, Francois Lavoie. To get us started here today, Randy has sprinted back up the stairs and joins me now in the booth.
Sprinted. Nice.
Lavoie. Not a bad start. What do you think of Belmo's demeanor down there? Randy, you were with him just a moment ago.
I think it's the right mindset, honestly.
Confident, but not overly so, perhaps. 12 times. Stop to a good start.
Yeah, the Badger is the longest of the named oil patterns at 52 feet in length. And the ball reaction that you're going to watch today, folks, is like old school. You're not going to see that big back end reaction. Players have to keep their lines in front of them, their targets in front of them. Even when they break down, their lines have to be extremely straight through the front part of the lane.
Second, Belmo.
Stop.
Really good start.
That's about 17 or 18 out to about 16. That's pretty straight. Remember the pocket, folks, on the right side of the lane, 17 and a half board.
Right at it. Here's the youngster. Frankie Lavoie. Former star at Wichita State. In search of his first title. Two pretty good shots. They're going right at that 1-3 pocket, Randy, aren't they, in the long oil pattern?
Yeah, just a couple weeks ago, we saw Francois Lavoie going for his first ever title at the Wolf Open. And just beautiful form. He's another product of Wichita State, and they keep pumping out great players. It's just a great program. But Frankie's got that classic style. Doesn't have a lot of hand, but he's great at what he does, and he's a shot maker.
Can we continue to start? Not quite. 10 pin.
And that's what you're going to see today when the 10 pins are lead by the right-handers. Most of the time it's going to be a flat 10 because the oil pattern's so long. You get a little quick, you get the ball a little bit to the right, it's going to be hard for it to face up. Watch the 6 pin goes to the sidewall and just kind of lays there dead. That's a flat 10. We saw 8 10s this week. We saw 5 10s this week.
Francois grew up in Quebec City, and you play hockey in Canada, Randy, you know that. Until he was about 9, 10 years old, played a lot of hockey, and then he said, my friends hit a growth spurt, I didn't. So I stuck with bowling, which he also loved.
Tremendous.
Split the year between hockey and bowling, and made a pretty good decision. Great career at Wichita State. And now on the PBA Tour, but facing the 3-time reigning Player of the Year in Jason Belmonte. His third shot is also a strike.
So, you know, that's the thing, Dave. A little bit right of Francois' week 10, and you carry that light hit. A little bit left, it's solid in the pocket. It's that one little spot where you leave that flat 10. Take a look at this form that has awarded this man Player of the Year 3 consecutive years. That little hop and that pivot step, that's just a short pivot step to power into the slide. The thing to watch with Jason as we take a look at his arsenal is he's using a high road, which is kind of middle of the road for him in terms of strength. But it's the fact that he has this big drift in that third step. Watch it here.
Ooh. 9 pin.
That's nasty. And what makes Jason Belmonte so scary is that, you know, with all that power, he can go that straight. And when he's able to do that, he's almost unbeatable. And asking him why so much better on the short pattern a couple weeks ago on the Wolf, and then here the Badger, the long pattern. He's not known for bowling well on short or long. He said, Randy, it was all about my angles.
Has his mark. I thought it was interesting, Randy, in his interview with you, lane level there, about how he admitted, yeah, I do think about Player of the Year, winning it 4 straight year, saying it out loud. It's hard not to get caught up in that when you have such incredible success. Second appearance, fall swing for the youngster. 10-pin.
Flat 10 in the third and ring 10 in the fourth. Watch how straight this is. This is right at 13. This ball's hooking a total of 4.5 boards. That would be about 4 inches, 4.5 inches.
Frankie has his mark. Business administration major at Wichita State. Does some work in the IT field, but he's focused full-time on his bowling career. Team Canada. Masters of the 2016 Champion of Champions in Mexico. Part of Team Canada, as you see Francois' arsenal.
Going with the phase 2, pretty strong.
Boy, right at it again. Got that look.
He was going at that rosin bag pretty hard too. It was kind of reminiscent of Wes Malott, our tournament leader. They really like to get in there and work the rosin bag with fingers and thumb.
What the move is, I'm not entirely sure what the move is off of the 10 pins.
Belmont has his own answer. And all 10 down for Jason Belmonte.
He's kicking the corners out right now, Dave, and the only blemish on the scorecard is a solid 9 in the fourth, but watch the 6 go to the sidewall. Slaps that 10 silly. It's like the 10-pin owed the 6-pin money.
How much? How many? Is that Aussie dollars? By the way, the interview with Randy said he lost some kilos. He said about 20 pounds. That's very impressive. And I think from seeing him on the fall swing, it looks great.
10 kilos, he said. It's 2.2 pounds per kilo, 22 pounds.
Thank you. Good conversion.
Well, and I was told there would be no math. Just a little left to target, looking for that ball to actually fade into the pocket, and it just tricks up and trues up just a pinch to go high for the 4-pin. That's the hit he wanted. That gives him a double, puts him in the 220s. Francois Lavoie now can step up 6th, 7th and take the lead.
Jason told us back home in Australia when he goes to Grandma's house, maybe not as much pasta and bread. She's a great cook, he said, but I got to ease up on that. Want to look better, want to feel better to win at the PBA Tour. He's looking good so far. For house downtown, Motor City. We're in Allen Park, just outside downtown Detroit, and we are ready to resume this first match. Lavoie, the youngster. Belmonte, the superstar. Who survives and climbs the ladder?
You know,
seen a few of those, haven't we?
Yeah, sorry, Dave. He was talking to his tour rep about the adjustment he needs to make on this right lane with these 10 pins. He was unsure. It's 1 flat 10, 2 ring and 10s now. Trailing by 11 with a conversion here, but I'll tell you what, he sure learned a lot in that Wolf Championship match against Doherty, where he actually had a chance to shut out Doherty and win. He was working on a strike in the 9th frame and got up to the 10th and threw it what appeared to be a nice shot, only to 2-8-10 and lose. Right now he's hit the pocket every shot, 3 10 pins, 3 strikes.
Two Canadians competing here today. Win Ontario, just across the river, not far from here. And all 10 down for Francois Lavoie from Quebec City.
Dave, do you speak French?
Un petit peu de français. A little bit. That might be about it.
God bless you.
Well, German is a different story. I can hold a pretty long conversation.
Yeah, no, I know you're pretty fluent in German.
Affluent? Yes.
That too.
11-pin match.
Keeps kicking that 10 out on that right lane where Francois keeps leaving it. Just a little ride of fourth arrow. Remember on the left lane where we went 4-pin, he was like right over fourth arrow. Left lane the last couple of weeks out here for both Wolf and Bear has been a little bit tighter than the right lane.
His opinions are strong. He's never afraid to let you hear them. Tune in to the Doug Gottlieb Show, presented by Sleep Number. Weekdays at 3 Eastern as Doug turns the sports world on its head right here on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Belmo. Avoids trouble. Almost had a split there. And just a 6.
That was actually in a good spot at the tracers. Not sure if his speed was a little on the softer side there, but watch this. This is just slightly right of fourth arrow. And then it breaks loose right before he gets to the 1-3. Yeah, wasn't expecting that one.
Takes care of business.
Okay.
Big shot here. Hasn't struck yet on this lane since the first frame. Oh, excuse me. Since the second frame.
We mentioned his Team Canada experience. Told us yesterday that helps a lot when it comes down to big appearances like this. It's pressure and tripped out 7. Keeps things very interesting late in our match.
Well, Frankie's showing the world in the last couple of weeks that he is a great bowler, and at such a young age. It's just a matter of time. Will it be today? But this young man can bowl.
Graham Faw, Francois Lavoie in our show here today. Canadian contenders for Rookie of the Year. Graham has his title. Francois would like to follow him for the championship today. Shots like that he might.
Belmonte in trouble. Max score for Belmonte, 239. Francois Lavoie can strike out in the 10th for 248.
And Graham Faw is next up as the 3rd seed, winner of this match. We'll take on Graham. Foundation front. Needs it, has it.
Difference in this match, quite honestly, is the fact that Belmonte lost the left lane. However, if you look back on a couple of really strong ring and 10s, if Frankie carries those 2 hits, this match isn't even close. Back-to-back high hits on the left lane that Jason Belmonte has to finish on.
Lay tap on number 10, down it goes.
Yeah, but what hit it?
To begin the 10th.
Did the vortex of the ball suck that pin off of the lane, off the back of the lane? Check this out.
Barbazal close shave replay here, Randy.
6. Oh, the 6 pin
just
got
a
just
little
a piece
nudge.
of it. Hello.
Tap.
Needed it.
Down.
Needed it. Needs this next one to have any chance. All right, 2 more strikes here. Well, at strike 9, he forces Frankie to get 2 in the 10th. Another strike here in 9, he will shoot 238. Frankie would then need a double. Big shot here. Are you kidding me?
No.
I didn't know.
7-10. Wow.
I didn't know that was possible in this pattern. 8-10, 5-10, but 7-10? Two out of 3 weeks, Jason Belmonte faces elimination.
Only the 10. 7 stands. .226 for Jason Belmonte.
Strike, it's over. 9 spare strike, it's over. He gets anything less than 8 on this ball, Belmonte wins.
So he's got to have 8.
That was all the way.
And he gets 8.
He needs to spare strike to tie.
What a finish.
This was left out of his hand, and quite fortunate, the 10 falls late. He needs to spare this and strike on the fill, or Belmonte advances.
All Belmo can do. Sit, watch, and hope. Starts here, 4-7. Yes, got that.
Can I get a re-rack, please?
We're gonna take a re-rack. Take a little time here, Randy.
Well, Belmonte can't lose.
Parallel.
Making a move off a bad shot, I'm not so sure about. You know, he flushed every shot on that lane until there, and that shot was pulled.
That's for the tie. How about this finish? He's got to have it. 4-pin doesn't get it.
Unbelievable.
And Jason Belmonte on the bench watches. Lavoie fails a strike and wins by 1 pin. What a finish to get on to the next match.
You got to ask yourself, how much did the ring and 10s affect what Frankie did coming down the stretch? In trying to make the ball strike, I mean, I've seen it happen over the years so many times where a player gets trapped because of bad carry.
So Belmonte thinking about another Player of the Year award. It wasn't easy, but it gets by Francois Lavoie of Quebec City. Next up, Graham Faw from Guelph, Ontario when we return. 226, 225. Jason Belmonte survives against Francois Lavoie. What a finish. And we're pleased to be joined by our guest commentator for this event on the PBA Falls Ring, Chris Barnes, future Hall of Famer, 18-time PBA Tour titleist. Chris, that was a wild finish in the first match. What went through your mind watching that?
Well, it's great, but you know, one of the things you hate going in the 10th frame is having to make moves. Jason had to make a big move on the left lane. I didn't like his chances of making the shots there. He made two, you know, one really good one and one okay one. Frankie, I thought he made the right moves there. I didn't think he needed to move, and then he did move, and it still hit high. So he obviously saw something that we couldn't see from up here.
I know you talked about it going to break, Chris, and you've been there, I've been there. But how many times do you see bad carry affect shot making?
Oh, it absolutely does. And the worst thing you can do is try and make a strike. You would think after all these years we'd learn, but that move never works. Most of the time it turns into a big 4, and this time it turned into a 4-7 that it ultimately cost him the match.
So it's some big names. Jason Belmonte, 3-time Player of the Year. Some other POYs in action as well, and Sean Rash, Wes Malott. What do you make of their games right now at this point of their careers?
Well, they're still on top of their game for sure. Sean hasn't been as hot in the last year and a half as he was during those runs where he and Jason were at it all the time. But he seems to be back. He's working real hard on his game, and Wes is still Wes. I mean, he's got the best hand in the business.
He's got, I won't disagree with that. He's got a great hand, but watching Wes Malott the last couple of days in this event, his knees look like they're bothering him. He's actually down to 4 steps for this tournament because the ball pattern's so long, he's trying to get real slow. But he looks like he's in pain. Just my opinion.
All right, Randy, keep an eye on that. Chris will be our guest commentator. Looking forward to that here in Allen Park, Michigan. We resume PBA Tour on CBS Sports Network from Thunderbolt Lanes. PBA Fall Swing, CBS Sports Network updates you on the Badger Open stepladder bracket. What a finish between Belmonte and Lavoie. In our first match now, it's Graham Faw of Ontario, Canada, and Belmo head-to-head. 3 and 5 seeds will meet. Rash and Malott await the winners. Randy Peterson, my Hall of Fame broadcast partner, and Chris Barnes with us in the booth for the rest of this broadcast today from Detroit. Belmo starts the match with a strike.
Well, that was interesting, Chris.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see if he does that on purpose or not. Obviously, he got that one up in the air, and I don't know if that was just a out of the break kind of a little
loft there.
That had to be 100% intentional.
I would think so.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the biggest issue between the arena side and the opposite side is how much earlier that the arena hooks. The surface is a little older or on this side.
Chris, advantage or disadvantage for Graham Faw being the only southpaw?
I would think, generally speaking, in most shows where any of the two-handers are on, it's probably an advantage. But on this long pattern, you have to break it down some. They had very limited practice. They had 10 minutes of practice. That's all they had before the show started. So it's hard to do much to help yourself create some hook here. We'll know in the first couple frames because whatever he has, he has. The longer Jason goes, the better he's going to get.
And there's that 7-pin for his mark from the big southpaw. 24 years old, rookie from Ontario.
Interesting story about him, Dave, that when he started bowling, he actually used 2 hands like Belmonte and then converted back to 1.
At age 5. But when he got to be 12 years old, he was strong enough to bowl with 1 hand. All 10 down for Graham.
Talked to him a little bit before the show, and he's not his advantages were really that he could throw the ball a little slower than the other left-handers, and he didn't have to be nice to it at the bottom at all. And you're talking to the players, all of them say they're catching it. You know, they're trying to hit it for all they can to get it to tip just in the back on this 52-foot pattern.
I asked Belmo in practice when he left a flat 10, I said, hey, what's the adjustment? He said, catch it more.
Shot, all 10 down for Belmonte on that lane. And guys, Jason told us pre-match, confidence plus feel equals success. You guys won a lot of tournaments between you. 31 by my count. That's a pretty good combination as we take a look at his form.
I'd say that's pretty spot on. You have both those going, you're going to have some pretty good days.
See what he does in this lane now, guys. big four.
Okay.
That was
Maybe
bad.
not do that again.
That was left and more loft.
Drifting up.
Yeah, he's obviously feeling that friction in the front on that left lane. Decided just to loft on the left lane because he didn't do it on the right.
Right.
But that was well inside of target.
But Chris, is that necessary? Why can't he just continue to move left? Is he afraid he's going to lose carry?
I think he's afraid to lose carry. They're so tight down the lane. Once your angles get too far left, you lose your ability to get to the flat 10. Even for Jason. Now, will he actually? I don't know, but the perception is certainly what he's feeling is he doesn't want to go any further left right now.
Lofting like that with no friction. I mean, obviously there's friction up front now because of the laydown area that the players started at, but lofting it like that with no friction to throw into. Interesting. Just saying.
Back to Graham. And the 4-7.
Same hit for Graham as for Belmonte, but the big difference is Graham Fogg gets 8, Belmonte got 6-2.
Breaking down splits on your bad shots has a lot to do sometimes with who wins and who loses.
Oh my, absolutely.
Guys on average, I think, make about 8 really good shots a game, and they're good games.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens on the other 2 have a lot to do.
Sure.
Or like Frankie's case, you know, 2 of the good ones were ranking 10s on the same lane, which means you got 4 frames without a double.
Certainly made a splash. PBA Tours. He won the PBA Players Championship, a major and only his 2nd PBA Tour event. You guys both won major titles in your great careers. What's that like, Chris Barnes, to win a major championship?
Nothing feels better than beating a field full of professionals at the top of their game. They all want to win these things, and to finish on top, I don't think there's anything feels better than that.
Look at the celebration there.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Michael Hagan Jr. and company.
But obviously, Graham didn't use the shaving cream. Just saying. Nice shot for him. He is going at a Dutch 200, spare strike through 4. Belmonte coming off the open. Only trails by 8.
And he wins match here from Allen Park.
Good 9.
Didn't like it, but
it's well said.
Yeah.
Yeah, some 9s are much better than others.
Good 9 is right.
The ring 10s are brutal, feels brutal, but that one there had a chance to be another 6 count, and this lane's just a little bit better, I think, in general for most of the players. It's a little cleaner to it. He's not having as much trouble getting the ball hook in the front, and it makes a little better move in the back.
There's a 4. Belmont last time out, of course, had that big 4. It's only been done once on TV. Big 4 split conversion. And Randy and I called that back in 2005. Norcross, Georgia, and the great Walter Ray Williams Jr. Past champs, Russell O'Neill, Jake Peters, a new champion here today. How many times, Chris, have you made that big 4?
Ever? Like twice, I think.
Twice. Wow, is that tough.
I've made it 43 times, Dave.
43 times, Randy.
43 times I've made it.
43 times. PBA's Extra Frame, your home for exclusive live coverage of the PBA, PBA 50, and PWBA tours. Beginning Saturday, Extra Frame is streaming live from Sawgrass Lanes in Florida, where a PBA Tour title is on the line. Don't miss a minute of the action. Yearly, monthly, 3-day subscriptions are available. Click on the Extra Frame link at PBA.com today for more information.
All right, Dave, so I embellished a bit. I didn't make it 43 times. I made it 0 times.
0 times.
And that time,
it's different than 43.
And that time, Chris Belmonte goes away from the loft, moves in just a little bit more, and carries the wally.
Yeah. Do you feel like that left lane's been tighter in front of the head pin? It's been hard for the players to get the ball to go through it anyway, no matter what the length of the pattern is. And that may be why that was option 2 versus option 1. But with his power, it seems like just touch the one in front.
Yeah, right.
Here's a tap on the 7. Graham has never lost a TV match. Of course, the 2 wins en route to the PBA Players Championship in Columbus, Ohio.
Little tomahawk 7 here.
Ooh,
Watch the legs get cut out from that 7 pin. Like it was trying to run from something. Just chop the leg right out from underneath it.
Here you go. You can look at Graham's arsenal here, and he's not using the strongest ball. You think on 52 feet. I'm using my earliest rolling one. Too much early friction is no good on this long pattern. It will continue.
Good carry on the 10-pin. It's a strike for Graham Fall from Guelph, Ontario, against Jason Belmonte, the two-hander from Down Under. Good match here today. Belmonte Fall head-to-head. Brett Spangler, Graham Falls to rep. Speaking a moment ago about strategy.
That's their hook lane?
That's my guess.
Yeah. So
if I have to go over top of it, I have to.
Right. I don't think you're there yet. It's just, it's gotta get past it quick.
I think I gotta keep it slow.
Right. Yeah, I just think we're hitting their lines on this lane and not on this one. Okay. We're good.
All right.
Said he was hitting their lines, the righties' lines.
Yeah, where some of the guys are practicing, basically just Jason's. I don't think anybody else is that deep.
Well, I wouldn't think they'd be close. With Graham's playing around second arrow, Jason's at fourth arrow. But I mean, he's not crossing any boards.
Sixth frame, this to cut it to 18, works on a strike.
Help me out, Chris.
I think, well, I guess we'll get an idea right here. Just watch where this one gets laid down. I got laid down a couple.
Is it that far?
Not a good guess.
Got caught up in his own transition.
It is one thing. It's a lighter volume because it's the same volume. It's spread out over 10 more feet, and it just ends up playing much lighter, and the front breaks down much quicker. Things about the blue oil, you can see it break down. He's actually laying it down right around 25, which really Graham is laying it down right in that same spot. They're only crossing each other for 6 inches or so. But
right.
4, 6, 7, 9, 10.
Close.
Only a 6-pin count. Ouch.
That one hurts the score a little bit.
Yeah,
Yes, it does.
5-1's never good.
yeah, honestly, where he's at, he's feeling like that big double before the break is big there because it forces him into trying to go for the slightly higher percentage to make.
Well, he eked by the first match. He's going to need a small miracle to get by this one.
That was big to his left.
The front part of the lane is really breaking down in a hurry. Jason Belmonte probably started a good, what would you say, Chris, about 10 boards right of that in match number 1?
Yeah, now he's sliding 30. So probably not quite that far, but he was in there for sure because, like you said, he was crossing 18, 19. That was 23, 24. That's in there.
Look at that average. He has 2 wins. A major championship. Huge lead here.
Well, we saw Belmonte do that in game 1, but boy, hard to fathom the ball going right by the 8-pin when it's really not curving, but what, more than 4 boards?
Yeah, that's pretty brutal. You could see where they laid it down. They are indeed crossing each other, going through the front, and the angles aren't steep, so it's 3 or 4 feet, and maybe that's actually why Belmonte's ball is starting to hook. You know?
It's a great point.
It's really so few shots, we don't really think about it happening that fast. You know, in a singles match, you know, even with TV and the lights, and they do break down faster. But because it is so much thinner, and the balls are everybody's using symmetrical balls, but they have some surface on them to get them to pick up down in the mid lane. Peel it off that front pretty fast.
Do you like this pattern?
I do like this pattern because one of the keys is speed control, and young guys throw it hard. really good shots right there. That could have put this thing away if that 8-pin goes.
There's Connie Faw. Girlfriend as well for Graham. Huge hole for Belmo and across the deck, but no luck with number 10 that time.
That's a pretty bold move right there. That's he moved about 10 or 11 boards right, went from a high RG ball down to a low RG ball, and with a little bit more shine on it, and kept it in front of him. Like you said, Randy, it was desperation time. He has to have the last 6 to have any chance. Moved all the way right out to where Frankie was playing with that same exact bowling ball. Really not a bad strategy. Frankie, in a lot of ways, pulled a really great game there. So.
Yeah, he had nothing to lose. I mean, trailing by 45 and not going anywhere.
Sean Rash, former PBA Player of the Year, awaits the winner as the 2 seed. Our top seed stepladder finals today is Wes Malott, 10 career titles. Not great breaks here for Belmo in this match, and a split here.
Yeah, some days you're the dog, some days you're the hydrant here. This is a
one of those days, isn't it, Chris?
Well, and really, I love the move because playing it safe, he gets a double somewhere, he loses by 30. Well, you lose by 70 or lose by 30. Take a chance, give yourself a chance to, you know, even an outside chance to win. You want to take that. He's been a lot of shows.
4-9, no. He was close, Belmo, but couldn't convert. A forgettable match 2 here for Jason Belmonte.
Well, you guys have called all the previous pattern shows. Have you seen a lot of transition, a lot of breakdown as the matches have gone on?
We have. I mean, not so much in the front part of the lane now. You know, we had a lot of urethane go down the lane in the first show with the Wolf, and so it's more down lane carry, not so much in the front. This looks like it's all up front.
Yep.
It is officially over now. Graham Faw, the 3 seed, will advance to take on Sean Rash, our 2 seed here in Allen Park, Michigan. Impressive for the 24-year-old, bidding for his 2nd career title. He'll climb the ladder. Sean Rash is next. Graham Faw is through for the next round. Jason Belmonte really struggling with open frames, splits everywhere. And the 3-time Player of the Year loses 249 to 161. Faw looking for his 2nd career title today here in Michigan. It is time for the Ebonite Flashback, the longest of the PBA's annual patterns. The Badger, last year's finals had a little bit of everything, with Ronnie Russell coming through for the victory. Walter Ray Williams Jr. and his quest for his 48th title would end in match 2 as Russell delivered 2 strikes in the 10th to knock off the legendary Hall of Famer. The number 2 qualifier, Ronald Page, up next for Russell. And after Page opened in the 4th frame, Ronnie threw strikes in frames 5 through 9, walked away with a 244-193 victory to advance to the finals and take on the top qualifier, Dom Barrett of England. 4-time champ Barrett struggled on the pattern while Russell settled down after an open frame in the first, delivered strikes in frames 6, 7, and 8, and walked away with his 3rd career PBA title at OKC.
Feels good to have 2 of these. Stage 3 overall.
A day to remember for Ronnie Russell in Oklahoma City, winning the 2015 PBA Badger Open. Who will win it in 2016? That's the question. Graham Faw from Ontario, Canada. Sean Rash, the 2 seed from Montgomery, Illinois, just outside Chicago. Great match coming your way next on CBS Sports Network. Detroit River separates the United States. Detroit and Windsor, Ontario, and this is a battle of USA, Canada. Sean Rash, Graham Faw head-to-head, our 3rd match. Rash the 2 seed. Wes Malott, the only Player ahead of Sean. Awaits the winner. Thumped the 3-time player of the year. Match 2. Vol gets started in this match with Rash. Got 9. Dave Ryan with PBA star Chris Barnes, our guest commentator for this tournament and this show, and Randy Peterson, my Hall of Fame partner.
A little cold coming out of the break. It's hard to tell yet whether he made a move off of anticipating having to move because of Sean's practice, or whether he just missed it just a little at the bottom.
Has a 3-pin, has his spare. Now Sean Rash, 34 years old, 11 years on the PBA Tour. 9 titles. Magic number 10 perhaps comes here today from just outside Chicago.
Well, you can see just how slow he got his feet started there, Chris. And also, he said he's gone from a 4-step approach to kind of a modified 5-step. You can see that first step was just a little shuffle, but look at how slow he's trying to get those feet moving. And folks, the easiest way to control foot speed is how quick or how late you get the ball into the swing, and how slow you move that ball away from you. That'll tell your feet to go a little bit slower. You want to get your feet moving, get the ball into the swing quicker. Right now, Sean Rash delaying the push away, keeping the feet nice and slow.
Slow first step, as he told you, such a key, and all 10 down there.
I think that's a great point, Randy. I was going to say the same thing. That's as good a pace I've seen his footwork, and one of the reasons why he hasn't been able to throw it very slow in the past is his feet were so quick all the time. And I also feel like that really, with very few exceptions, players with 4 steps have a difficult time slowing down. That first step is kind of a pace setter for your entire move.
Yeah, that's a great point. I think you're right, Chris.
Second frame for Fall. Good looking shot into the 1-2 pocket. The lone lefty blitzes through the rack.
Yeah, a beautiful shot here by Graham Faw. Came in light first frame on the left lane, but that was perfect. And that's a 10-pin party in the pit.
He keeps averaging 263 on TV. He's not going to lose very many matches.
Yeah. 279 against Simonelli in the title match at the Players Championship.
Be tough to keep up, guys. 6-pin.
Was it just me, or did that ball look like it hooked early? It looked like it jerked in the front part of the lane and it just kind of laid there.
Yeah,
watch this.
Yeah, right before the arrows.
Right?
I mean, that ball stood up, and which should, in theory, be past where the right-handers are going by.
Yeah.
So it's he's following his own transition.
Right.
It's only him. It's amazing how fast it's happening out there. Again, it is an experienced surface. So,
but we didn't see this type of transition the first 2 weeks. Sorry, Dave. We didn't see this for Wolf and Bear. We didn't see this type of transition.
No, not at all. Not at all. It. You want to explain it? Guys are using a lot of surface. They are not moving very quickly, and he's obviously repeating shots enough to beat it up.
It did go all right, Sean Rash. Wow. Good looking shot right at the 1-3 pocket.
That shot there reminded me of, wasn't it Bo Jackson who had that run of like 80 yards and he kept going all the way through the tunnel?
He just kept on running. Yep.
That was that ball just went through the pocket and kept going.
Gina Diane Rash are here. Sean's parents, Sarah, Sean's wife and little Kaylee, 2 years old. Just turned 3, sorry, I'm corrected. Hoping to see Daddy win here.
One of the big keys for Sean, and really most of the players, is going to be how end over end he can keep it, because that will make transitions much smoother as they break down the front.
Going with the melee jab. Well, I watched Sean bowl a lot this week, and I'll tell you what, I don't think I've seen him this crisp and this solid. He was able to do just about anything he wanted to do. Right now, it's all about keeping his hand up the back of the bowling ball and keeping it on line. And I'm not sure I've ever seen him physically better than this.
Family right next to him. Off to a great start with the front 4. Fall. Respond, 7-pin.
Chris, you get down early like Graham Faw, and then you hit the pocket and you don't strike. What goes through your mind?
Well, I think he's, you know, oh no, a little bit here, because he felt the early friction on the other lane. He either got nicer to it there or moved, and then that got him in behind the head pin, just a touch for the 7-pin. Now he's got to tweak the lanes a little bit independently.
Tuesday through Friday night, 6 Eastern, host Adam Shine turns the enthusiasm up to 11. Gives you his take on everything happening in sports on and off the field. Dive into Adam's mind on Time to Shine, only on CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.
Dave, I'm not sure anybody has shined brighter than you during the fall swing. Just throwing it out there.
I really appreciate that.
Ooh.
7-pin.
Chris, the key to this pattern is getting your ball to go through the pins the right way. Not all that difficult to hit the pocket, but very touchy to get the ball to go through the pins and take out the weak 7, the weak 10. What's the secret?
Yeah, that's where the trick. You saw Belmonte try and go over the top of it. You'll see guys move left to right. It looks like Graham had moved a little bit right. Now it's getting a little flat. Now you're going to find out the bag of tricks. You get a little softer with your hand to get it through the front and still get it to roll. And that's really the expertise of our leader, Wes Malott.
Oh, that's nice.
He knew it. And Wes on the 7, an open frame. Rashford with that huge lead and a perfect start is really sitting pretty now.
Talked about it in our on camera, what bad pin carry does to the psyche and to the concentration of a player.
Way too many times missed a spare thinking about the next adjustment.
Yep.
Time to put the hammer on him.
And it comes in high in the 4-pin stands.
Nice break. Only leaving the 4-pin.
Those good 9s there.
Yeah, another good 9. That's a good term. I got to start using that in league.
There are not very many good 9s in league.
Wow, really? You had to go. You know, I was trying to have my moment. I was going to, you know, throw a bad shot, get 9 in league, and say, well, that was a good 9. Can't even do that in league. Me?
Depends on how much handicap you're getting.
Actually, in Thursday nights, I get 2 pins.
There you go. Way to work.
Yeah. Stay hot, Randy. Good for me.
Sean Rash, last title, extra frame, Iowa Midwest Open in Council Bluffs. Streamed live on extra frame, PBA.com.
42-pin lead here. He just wants to go into the break on a strike and give himself a little momentum. Something to remember the rest of the break.
And it's a 10-pin.
Great shot.
Much better. Online. Stayed with this one good. One of the things that really changed about Sean's game is when he started that run there about 3-4 years ago is his balance at the foul line got excellent. And seeing more of that, actually kind of a hallmark of the Wichita State Shocker program too.
Just another Wichita State alum.
So many shockers like Chris Barnes. Immense success on the PBA Tour. And a lot of success for Sean Rash here. He has a huge lead against Graham Fall. Great job. And a winner. I think Sean would appreciate that too. Good timing.
That was pretty good.
Player of the year in 2011-2012. After that, it was all Jason Belmonte, as we saw in the Columbia 300 Fun Fact. But Sean Rash is focused right now on trying to wrap this match up, and he's in great shape, guys. Huge lead.
On a ball change here.
Responds, ball change, all 10 down.
A little bigger core, a little more responsive, I believe. And really, again, a good move. He's got nothing left to lose. He's really got to come close to striking out here to have any chance. At least a 3 or 4 bagger to put some pressure on Sean and make him think about it. And he might need some help anyway. But good start there out of the break. One of the hardest shots to throw after that 3 or 4 minute delay.
That just didn't look right when he let go of it. He had that little skip there, and well, that had tug written all over it.
Came over just a little bit over the top, and it seems like that lane is hooking earlier. It hooked, you know, both left and right-handed. I don't think you can get away with that in shot on that lane 7, the left lane.
For 7, wow, chops it and misses out on the 7 pin. Look at that lead expand for Sean Rash.
Well, it certainly falls right into Sean's hands. Now he gets 3 frames, 4 frames to kind of get in rhythm, see if he wants to make any changes. He's going to throw these first 2 out of the break and throw the best ones he can, lock this one up.
7th pin, and the 10 pin for him.
It's all right. Keep the ball in play.
And that's fine for now. Now he's going to start thinking about the next game. So be thinking about or talking with Chuck about what he wants to do to make a small adjustment to get to carry.
Perfect timing.
A piece of the ball return there on the way through. Make sure that's all right. Let's take a look at his form, guys.
Well, again, talking about setting up timing, watch how late he pushes the ball or gets it into the swing. That's going to keep his feet slow. He's already taken a second step before the ball even starts moving. That's going to slow your feet down, folks. If you want to get your feet moving, you want to throw it faster, get the ball into the swing earlier, the feet will follow it.
Hard to believe, Randy. 10 years ago, you and I called at Parkersburg, West Virginia. First career title for Sean Rash. Looks like a re-rack here.
On second bile on that rack is awful.
All right, well, I'm going to re-rack for him. Sean told us just great memories. Wants to make another memory here. Looking for a 10th title. Double figures if it's get that far on the PBA Tour.
It's on second ball.
It's a good shot there. I thought he got it a little further right than he has any other shot this game, and it came off of it.
I didn't have my re-rack.
It came off of it better.
Yeah.
That's a... Oh.
Yeah, exactly. that was a oh.
Yeah, now he doesn't have to be quiet. So up the back of it, he can touch the holes a little and get it to come around the corner. Knock out that 10 pin.
That's a good sign for Sean Rash, not so much for Graham.
Oh, that's
not at all, but he get a break there. He'll take all 10 down.
Nothing like caving in the bucket when you're trailing by 50 pins. That's exactly what Graham Faw did right there.
Yeah, great break, very timely.
Yeah.
You don't want that one in a 10-pin match.
No.
Wes Malott awaits the winner. Looks like that's going to be Sean Rash.
It's like striking on your fill shot when you're already beat. Shot there.
Well,
No.
It's
no. It's not, Chris.
He needs a mark.
No. He's
He
fine.
only needs one in
He's
the next
fine.
2 frames.
I'm telling you, he's fine.
He should be okay here. Foundation frame. And works on a strike. Got 5 strikes in the match so far.
See? Even I can't kill his hopes and dreams.
Title on these types of patterns. No stranger to Sean Rash. Captured the 2014 Wolf Open title. Knocked off none other than Chris Barnes in the title match in Oklahoma City. Probably not great memories of that for you.
I'd almost forgotten about it until just now. So I'd like to thank
until
our,
we rudely reminded you.
Yeah, thank you and the producing crew for throwing that one back up there again.
Don't look at me. I had nothing to do with it, Chris. I swear. It was all Randy. It was all Randy.
I think it was our director. I think it was our director, Mike Roth.
Maybe so. Rothy, JT, our great crew in the truck here. We go way back with covering the PBA Tour and all the events that Chris has been a part of over the years. Whoa.
Yeah, I didn't want to practice shot there anyway.
No.
Thanks, man. Great week, all right? You too.
Sean Rash will bowl for the title.
He will win this one and take on Wes Milan, the championship match from Allen Park, Michigan. Fall swing rolls on. CBS Sports Network. 1 match left today to determine the PBA Badger Open champion. Rash or Milan? We'll find out. How do we get to this point of our TV show? Let's find out. Grand Casino Championship, Randy.
I had a great match in match number 1. Francois Lavoie, Jason Belmonte. Belmonte, floor 7-10. Second ball in the 10th. Looked like he was going to lose, but Francois gets 8, spare 9. Belmonte advances by 1 pin. Belmonte then takes on the lefty, Grand Fall. Who would have thought Belmonte was going to shoot 161? Well, guess what? He did. Grand Fall shoots 249, throwing the last 5 to take out the reigning player of the year. And then in game number 3, it was all Sean Rash. He got off to a red-hot start, throwing the front foot, and he never looked back. Caught a late double. He takes down Grand Fall 224 to 205.
Setting up our championship match, Milan Rash. Seeds 1 and 2, but only one can take home the 2016 PBA Badger Open from here in suburban Detroit. That trophy, big prize money awaits the winner. Titles between them. Longtime PBA star Sean Rash, now called Chicagoland his home. Family. They see Sean off to a great start.
Guys, I see Sean is poised to win again. Whether or not he does, well, we'll have to wait and see, but he looks like he's firing on all cylinders. He looks like he's ready to win. He looks good physically. He looks good mentally. Problem is, he has to take on this guy.
39 years old.
Oh, no.
35 wins on TV. Nowhere didn't like it. Comes in high and a 7-pin count in his first shot.
First shot jitters. Right there.
That's what you can't do.
See if he can cover. Yes, he can. Let's take a look at our tough spare replay brought to you by Hammer. Chris and Randy, what do you think here?
Well, he covers it correctly with covering all 3 with a bowling ball. I mean, that's textbook. You can make it the other way. I wouldn't recommend it, but
no, that's PBA kryptonite right there.
Yeah, it is.
610.
Yeah, and then if you want to add a little bit more suspense to it, throw the 9-pin in there with it.
Not on this pattern. Only a part of that one.
Four pin there for Wes.
His ball's creating way more shape.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting you say shape, Chris, because I asked when we talked to Wes, he said, you know, normally this 52-foot pattern doesn't fit his eye because he likes to create shape.
Well, I think it plays to his advantage, obviously, that's in the last match versus an earlier one. He's broken down a lot. Sean playing, his aim was very direct and playing to the right of him, should be helping him. If Wes can get lined up in time, he'll be able to give Sean a run for his money, but Sean is lined up, and he got a strike on that left lane, which is a tough one for him.
Lined up, yes, agreed. Shot 224 the last game, opening in the 10th. Okay, so we'll give him 230. He makes a spare. Does he have enough in terms of ball reaction to shoot over 230? And that wasn't me. That was him.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think 230. I think 230 is still a really good game.
Okay.
Because of the friction in the front there, further left, and Wes has already given him two frames up here to start with. If it takes him one more shot to line up and say the left lane, now he's 4 frames in without a double. It's going to be hard to get to 230.
All 10 down for Sean. Look here, guys.
This is top notch. Once again, posting the shot up perfectly, very end over end, minimizing the transition that's going on in the lane right now. Everybody else is getting caught up in it. He's just striking and then flat tending off small moves. He has very little moves. Certainly a mistake I made in qualifying this week. I actually got around it a little bit more, away from really my strengths anyway, and really hurt me in the qualifying. And a common thread among these guys is 1, symmetrical bowling balls, and 2, as end over end is in their skill set.
It's all matching up pretty well for Sean Rapp. No question about it. Right, that 1-3 pocket. Gene and Diane, Sean's parents here.
Stay focused on yourself. Come on.
Sarah and 3-year-old Kaylee. I know Kaylee has moved to Grandma's lap. There she is. Got the doll. You don't have little girls, so.
No.
You guys are getting older now. You're twin boys. Can't believe it.
Freshman high school already.
Can't be right. Westbrook. 7 pin. Everything but go down.
Yeah, that's always nice to have happen to you, especially when your opponent starts off with the front 3 and you flush it and leave a stone 7.
Technically a little bit high, but
oh, hey,
just
now you're being picky.
Yeah, they're not that easy.
All right, guys, time for the track tech talk.
Well,
break down his game here.
Barnesy, in my opinion, Wes Malott creates a unique ball rotation because of what he does at the bottom of the swing. Now take a look at his fingers, and they're easy to see because he's got yellow tape on those fingers. Look how he tilts that wrist to the inside part of the ball and then starts to rotate around it and then ends up back up the back end. It creates a very unique ball rotation.
The Marshall Holman of this generation.
It's incredible.
Yeah, no one else does really what he does. No. Makes their rev rate look so big with so effortless in the front lane.
How good is that out of his hand, though? Seriously.
When he gets it going, it really does make it from a lot of different places.
I mean, you know, and you being a student of the game, have you ever sat back behind and maybe taken video of Wes Malott and tried to create or duplicate what he does?
I've just been envious of it mostly.
Gotcha. All right.
It's really so unique because he's a big guy. He gets way over in front, which we don't really recommend, but then he digs back in with his legs. Now, when his knee got hurt, wasn't the same bowler for a while. Knees are getting better, not quite where he wants them, but it's stopped him from being as dominant.
Go. It did go all right. Wow, 60 feet to success. Sean Rash shreds the rack.
I think by go, he meant go faster.
Yeah.
that was on 17 at about 40 feet.
Yes, sir. That was the hard one right at the 1-3.
Wow.
Now, can he throw the next one and get back into the right pace?
Right.
4 in a row. Start the match. This looks familiar.
Busy
for the
line.
front 5.
He has a busy mind. It's always been, it's been a challenge for him. Deep breaths, get it slowed back down.
From one busy mind to another.
His wife watches closely. And the 4-pin.
Chris, and I say that with all due respect. And if you say with all due respect, you can say whatever you want. But you know, you've had a great Hall of Fame career, but you've had a busy mind at times as well. What do you do when you're? I mean, when you're really good, you're good mentally as well. What's the difference? How do you change that?
It's really about focusing on a couple of things. I don't believe that in the zone thing really happens for certain brain types. So for me, it's about concentrating on one thing that occupies it.
Gotcha.
And keeps everything else
Kind of
out
fills the space.
When it starts jumping around, that's when bad things happen.
But would you not agree that when you're at your best, there's very little conscious thought process?
Oh, no. It's all, but it's primarily I can keep it focused on one thing.
Gotcha.
Very focused on that. Breathing a lot, honestly, is.
Is it just a distraction, a deterrent?
Yeah, it's one of the things that preoccupies you.
Like it all. And the light hit results in the 2-10.
Thought that was going to be the shot to turn this match around right here.
And it was just bad out of his hand, and it doesn't look comfortable.
Which you were talking about earlier about him wanting to open up his angles, and that one got away. He goes a little bit further left. His swing tucks a little bit more in behind him. When he does that, it naturally feeds to the right faster. On this, that's death.
Yep. So here's what Chris is talking about. Watch the figure 8 and Wes Malot's swing. Swing comes out, tucks to the inside, and if he tucks it too much, he's going to project too far right.
Sixth frame, then a 10-pin.
Chris, I always thought that's what made Weber so good. There wasn't a whole lot of thinking going on there. He put the ball in his hand, and he looked at his target, and he threw it. And I mean, his motion is so efficient anyway that there wasn't a big thought process going through it, and he never really got in his own way.
I agree.
Guys, Sean Rash in great shape. 43-pin lead, looking for a title today in Detroit. Badger Open Trophy. Who's going to win it? Sean Rash in great shape. Moments ago, Sean having some fun there with Dennis McCamry, our MC here, PBA Fall Swing. It's okay to have a couple laughs. We got this big a lead, Chris. Is that a nice way to relax in a TV break? Would you do things like that?
Yeah, somebody who runs a little high stress like that, he wants to be more relaxed. He's gone from that way. From the Rainier, we're talking about different ways guys adjust to the nervousness. And everybody gets nervous on TV. He's gone to trying to be a little more low key, making it less important.
Sixth frame, works on a spare, up by 5 pins. Wow.
Barnesy, every time he said go, it's gone.
It sure has.
In revisiting the mental part of it, I think one of the things that makes you so great and help this Hall of Fame career on is you're so good mentally, and you're such a technician that there was almost no way they could shut you out. You're always going to find a way. When it came to TV time, you bowled your best when you found a way to focus, like you said, on one certain thing. I don't think Sean Rash is that far off, because we watch him compete on a lot of different patterns. He bowls good on just about everything, and then he gets to television, the same kind of thing. I think it's a great point you make, trying to get his mind to focus in a certain direction.
Wide right, but still an 8-pin count, just a 1-2 up.
Whoops.
What say you to that, Chris?
Yeah, and that's just letting one get away. He's thinking about the title here, would be my guess.
So,
I mean, again, this is only by my own experiences. You're way ahead. You're lined up. Things are going pretty well, and it slips away from the present moment to somewhere else.
I think that's absolutely perfect. Chris Barnes, beautiful mind, ladies and gentlemen.
Every blessing is a curse. Wes is great. Wes is great at getting angles, but today the angles is not great. But you talk about the same thing. Pete, he's fantastic on TV. Got a million shows. He uses anger to chase away.
Exactly.
He's not an angry, mad individual. He's not the nicest guy you know. But he needs to be there to chase away the other stuff.
Right.
To hyper-focus himself.
Yeah, it's a great point that you make. Right now, Malot's having about as much fun as a colonoscopy. He can't wait for this to get over. Can't get to the pocket enough. When he does, he doesn't strike. He's got 1 strike through 7 frames. And the big guy is not having a whole lot of fun.
It's really good thing that Dave and I are not for those yet. It's
something to avoid, I think. Tom Strobel, owner of Thunderbolt Lanes here in Allen Park. Great to see Tom here. He and his staff just a fantastic job. Historic building. We're in the arena as it's known. What a setting here. Yeah. Great crowd.
Great history here. He's done a nice job of hosting us. Great room, great space here in this building.
I did an exhibition with Wes.
Get amped up on this pattern.
About a month ago, 5 weeks ago. We did an exhibition at Lackland Air Force Base. It was myself, Wes, Carolyn Dorn-Ballard, A.J. Johnson, and we bowled a little 2-game match. The old folks against the young guys, and Wes started with the front 18. Shot 300 the first game. And
you said the front 18, right? You just said that.
The front 18.
Wow.
Yeah, so 300 and then the first 6 the next game. So
better than most.
Amazing.
Yeah, and Carolyn and I just kind of looked at each other and said, "Oh, yeah, this is fun."
Not our day.
Sean on a 229 pace really has everything he needs right here. He just has to make quality shots down the stretch. It's going to be fine, but he's got to stay focused on the moment for just a little bit longer.
Stay in the moment, just like you said. Don't start thinking ahead.
Got to finish. And with shots like that, he's going to do it. Wow.
Title's his if he does exactly what you said, Chris. Stay focused, stay in the moment. Don't look ahead. You get your 1 strike away from winning your 10th title and securing your place in the Hall of Fame.
And I guarantee you, at some point during this match, all of those things have gone through his mind at least once, and that's where you have to bring yourself back.
What do you say, baby?
Getting double-figure titles. That means consideration for the Hall of Fame. His 11th year. Sure liked it for good reason.
Refocused, came back after that errant shot, Chris, and that's really all it was. The match wasn't really close, and it's easy to wander.
Yeah, it is easy to get out of there. Wes can still shoot 215, so technically not completely shut out, but at this point we're just a few pins away. He knew he threw that one good too. That was the old post up. That's one of Norm's moves right there.
Yeah,
stand there and
back-to-back jacks.
Money shot.
Watch it. It's high.
And Wes just never getting comfortable. That first shot overhooking, and then.
Agreed. And by his own admission, he said, you know, this is not the pattern for me.
It's official. Sean Rash has won this title. Emotional moment for Sean. And the career win. He told us yesterday, has good memories of that first career title in Parkersburg, West Virginia, 10 years ago. He had to make 2 210s and a washout. Converted those. Shot 240. Beat Mike Scroggins and then Mike Devaney for the championship. And that was number 1. This will be number 10 here today in Allen Park. Wife Sarah, 3-year-old Kaylee. Boy, they love it. His dad's bringing home a title.
Big West is going to be back. And it's just, there's so much good in that game and so much good in that hand. And when he gets, we get back on that roll there, and we got some big tournaments coming up, and he's going to make another run at some
My concern is his knees. His right knee, I think, is the big issue right now.
He's already had one knee surgery. He's worked on trying to keep some of the weight off. The biggest killer for knees, and I know it firsthand, is weight. You start putting extra weight on, and you don't keep the quads strong enough, the knees start to suffer. And Wes is still a young man experiencing knee issues.
And the mortal lock, striking out the 10th when you shut out. But here you go. Sean matches Wes's total, I believe. They both now have 10 titles, and it's a pretty good feeling to get that 10th title, qualify yourself for the Hall of Fame, and do it by lapping. You get to really enjoy the 10th frame and the victory lap.
He deserves it. I don't think there's anybody out here that's surprised, including myself. I'm watching him this week, watching the last couple of weeks during the fall swing. I mean, he's looked so solid and so good.
The speed control thing's big because it wasn't one of his strengths.
Yeah, I agree.
Before at all, and so what he's doing today wasn't impossible, even during his run 3 or 4 years ago. He's rounding out his game. He's becoming more complete. Family rounds out your overall importance and your priorities, and it takes a little pressure off of what happens out here, I think. And this is it's a pretty nice performance. 2 big games today on a pattern where a lot of guys struggled to put 2 games together. For sure.
Remember I asked you, does he have 230 in him? How about 259?
259, 195, and Sean Rash, once again, is a PBA Tour champion.
Thanks, brother. Thank you, Detroit.
Family's going to come celebrate.
Come here.
Kaylee on the way. Oh, goodness, she okay?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, no, dear. Oh, she fell on the way out. She was hurrying. I think she'll be okay. Well, Dad's got you now. It's all right, honey.
Hey.
Sean Rash wins today in Allen Park. Here in Detroit, Sean Rash, no problem with Wes Malott, the top seed, 259, 195. He posts that beautiful strike to wrap it up for his 10th career title. PBA Fall Swing Overview, Tom Doherty, 2nd career title. Same for E.J. Tackett, winning the PBA Bear Open, and the Badger Open goes to Sean Rash, former PBA Player of the Year. Joined now, lane level, by Randy Peterson.
Thanks, Dave. Sean Rash, first of all, congratulations. Just a masterful performance. I've watched you for the last 3 weeks, bowling on 3 different patterns, and it's no big surprise. What was the biggest change for you coming into this event?
Well, the biggest thing, Randy, is I battled a hand injury from November to June. I popped a muscle on my right hand. It was some tendonitis. I don't even know what it was, to be honest. But we've done a grip change since Lubbock or Jonesboro, one of those extra frame tour stops, and it's been a combination of a lot of people, not just myself. Chuck Gardner, Billy Orlikowski, Cecil, Ryan Mao, basically the whole family of Brunswick, and even guys out here on tour, from going from no grips to grips, just trying to take a lot of pressure off my hand and just let it come off it instead of, I'm getting a little older, 34 now,
yeah.
And can't do the things I used to do. You know that feeling. So, but it was just, this pattern was keeping it in front of me, filling frames. I was more upset missing that 10-pin in the semifinal match than any other shot I threw in those 2 games. And after that, I went over there and shot 10 10-pins and just tried to make sure if I left one, I made it. So it's a lot of hard work from a lot of people, and very excited to get the number 10. I want to really thank our sponsors, Tom Stroll and Thunder Bowl, for all they do for us.
10 years ago, you won your first title. 10 years later, it's number 10. Hall of Fame eligibility. Congratulations on a great day.
Thank you, Randy. Thank you, everybody, for watching. CBS Sports Network, thank you so much. Brunswick, you're the best. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Sean Rash. Fun to watch him win a title today. Be sure to be with us next week. The PBA Detroit Open at 9 Eastern. And beginning on Friday, log on to PBA's Extra Frame video subscription service to check out the preview show for next week's PBA Detroit Open. Congratulations to Sean Rash, winner of the 2016 PBA Badger Open. For my partner, Randy Peterson, and PBA star Chris Barnes, it's Dave Ryan saying